Alright, welcome back to Death Stranding. I just took a little break, had some lunch, reheated some leftovers, and now I'm ready to get right back into it. So let's play around here a little bit. Let's go to the sink. See, I'm trying to remember where the good ones are. BB liked that. Got a bunch of likes from BB. Nah, that wasn't a good picture. I only got one like. Alright, I think that's good enough for now. So before we head out, I want to do things like taking a shower and all that stuff.
Sam, Hartman here. Researcher devoted to uncovering the secrets of the beaches in the Death Stranding as well as those of dooms and repatriates. The shower in your room was designed with chiral decontamination in mind. Chiral matter can adversely affect hormone secretion and nervous function. There's a correlation between exposure and the development of phobias, as well as in extreme cases, violent and suicidal impulses. Chiralian contamination has even been postulated as a trigger for the onset of dooms. I should add that these showers have another function: the collection of blood, hair, fluids, and other natural waste products. They provide a non-invasive means to monitor your exposure to chiralium and your overall health. And I freely admit a chance to study the unique properties of your physiology, you being a repatriate and all.
Should I use the toilet? Maybe not yet. Examine some stuff.
Hey there. Believe we've met. I oversee delivery operations as well as maintenance and repairs. Nice to have you on board. I'm Mama, in case I didn't mention it before. Those there are strands. Not just used for packing, by the way, but for identification too. Take a closer look and you'll see. See the red there? That's your blood.
Sam, this is Deadman. I calibrated your BB based on physiological data we collected from you earlier. It's still just a best guess, though. After you take it out for a spin, we can check if you're in sync and tweak the BB sensitivity as needed.
Hey BB, how you doing?
You okay?
Oh, looks happy.
This case will remove any chiral matter still clinging to your suit. Speaking of suits, blue is for delivery personnel, red for medical, orange for corpse disposal, and black for security.
Alright, the color scheme is where we can, customize glasses and such. So I got white, black, orange, blue, red, green, and purple. And that, prismatic purple, that is really intense. I'm gonna go with the orange this time. Why not? Oh wait. Then gotta confirm it. And let's activate the terminal.
With that terminal there, you can browse the bridge's database, which has info on a range of subjects. You don't have clearance for everything, but there's still plenty you might find informative.
Alright, still a bunch of new tips. Just get rid of that. Go ahead and give it a quick save. And we will be back on the road.
Well, have you had a chance to think it over? Chock full of chiralium, but safe for you Dooms guys to wear. That's all you'll need to go forth and reconnect the world. To make us whole again.
I'm a porter. Don't care about connecting anything. Or making knots. But I'll do what I have to help Amelie out.
Listen up, Sam. The terminals Amelie's people built in the towns and cities they passed through on their journey west are called knots. The infrastructure's there, but the chiral network is offline. Right now, it's only capable of transmitting voice communications, sometimes wired, sometimes wireless, and a small amount of data. So, unless the necessary data is stored on site, our chirograms won't show up. Amelie and the other Bridges members you've seen around the place are grams generated with local data. In case you didn't know. Anyway, all you've got to do is find the knot, connect your Cupid, and bring chiral communications online. Once you connect it to the terminal, you'll be able to initiate zero-time massive data transmission with the UCA network. And just like that, you'll reconnect us not only to each other, but to our past.
Sniffed it.
All the lost and fragmented junk data will be compiled and restored, like bringing a dinosaur back to life from a fossil. 4.6 billion years of history on Earth. All the wisdom and knowledge we lost since the Death Stranding will be ours again. And that, my friend, is how we'll beat this thing. Once you establish chiral communications, generating grams won't be an issue. You'll also be able to use chiral printers. Won't be long before we're able to send all kinds of things through the wire.
Except anything original. Or that's got a soul. Nothing real. Just copies.
True. Which is why we'll still need porters like you. Before and after we're made whole, we'll need men in the middle.
No rest for the wicked, huh?
Yeah, well, idle hands and all that. We'll give you the details at the dispatch terminal. Make sure you check it upstairs. Drop's waiting up there, too.
These shoes look like they've done some serious miles. Shall I dispose of them?
Wait. Hold on. There's something I want you to look into. My blood seemed to set those things off. Happened more than once.
Set them off? How do you mean?
I don't know. You took my blood, didn't you? You tell me.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
And that would explain why my feet were such a mess previously. I just never had bothered to take a look at Sam's feet after that. Time to hook up.
Take care of him. I promise you. Baby.
It's Daddy Mask.
Baby, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Steady.
Take a new order.
Sam, this is Die Hartman. Your current objective is to extend the chiral network from here to Port Knot City. But don't think you can make a beeline straight for it. Signal won't carry that far. To cover the distance, we need to utilize knots. Think of it like tying ropes together to make a longer rope. The first of these knots is a Bridges Waystation. Go ahead and take a look at the order. Deliver whatever they need, and connect the Cupid.
Orders for Sam. Smart drug delivery. Waystation west of Capital Knot City.
The last void out in Central Knot City brought deliveries to a standstill. Until now. Your cargo for this run is a batch of smart drugs. Oxytocin, to be precise. Oxytocin is effective at reducing stress, so much so that some folks call it a love or happy hormone. Once you've completed the job, connect the Waystation to the network using the Cupid. Sam, order summaries may contain information critical to your success. Make sure to review them before getting underway. Sam, we've supplied you with some rope and a ladder for this run. They should help with the steeper inclines, and the ladder will also make a halfway decent bridge if you need to cross a river. Right now, I figure you're thinking about how you want to handle this order.
Alright, let's load that all into my back. I'm going to auto arrange.
Order assigned.
Alright, so we're here and we want to get over here. So just need to cross a bunch of these little rivers and deltas. And there's some hills. Should be okay. Again, just clearing out all these tips. Wish there was an easier way to mark them as red besides having to cycle through them all.
Pleasant journey.
I'm gonna put those on.
Sam, triple checked your loadout, I take it?
Mm-hmm. It's all good. Yep, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 ladders and 1 climbing acre.
Have a pleasant
that sign someone left over there?
Yeah?
You can leave some of your own if you'd like. Messages, warnings, words of encouragement, whatever comes to mind.
Going to like his sign, and sure, I'll go and leave one of my own. Why not? Let's do... Good work, BB. Maybe... Don't give up. There we go. Let's do that one. This will be very interesting, starting from scratch on a new server. Once I'm able to actually see other players' stuff. Which I can't at the moment.
Sam, even the best porters have been known to lose their cargo. But you're better than the best. You've got what it takes to finish what they started. If you come across any abandoned shipments, consider taking them to their intended destination.
It's easier than you might think.
These are all capital
See,
knot.
all our packages are tagged with Bridges IDs for easy tracking. And your Ojodeck is equipped with a scanner which might detect said IDs. Which is a roundabout way of saying, but that thing on your shoulder can help you locate mislaid shipments.
Remember, Sam, every parcel is a promise made to a person in need. And they're counting on you to deliver.
I can't pick those up yet. I'm deliberately leaving all those other lost packages where they are because they're meant for capital knot, which is where we're leaving. If I see any for the distribution center, maybe I will. I'll just wait to pick these up on the way back. Yeah, it's still all capital knot city packages. Storm's brewing. Pick up some more cryptobiotes. There's someone's sign over here. Yeah, Nick Easton.
Sam, remember that prolonged exposure to timefall damages cargo containers. Don't stay out in the rain any longer than you have to.
Oh, there's a ladder up there. Yeah, timefall will accelerate the passage of time for anything it touches.
Sam, if you come up against a sheer cliff or a steep slope, don't forget about the ladder we issued you. Be sure to try it out. I'd be interested to see what use of a seasoned pro like you might find for it.
And look, a free ladder. So let's go ahead and use one. Going over this ridge will be a shortcut. Plus, I'll probably avoid a lot of BT territory. disconnected from chiral network. Yeah. Put a recommendation for a climbing anchor. And down we go. Already we're out of the rain. Sam, you're going all over the place. Alright. That's our destination right there. Alright, let's check out the river. It'd make more I could just simply walk through the water. It's not that much of a big deal. Actually, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna see if I can just jump it. Oh, dude. That's right, his balance early in the game is... That worked. Here we are.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Cargo verified. Thank you. Delivering cargo.
Thank you. We've all been feeling the loss of Central Knot City. No one seemed to know what it meant for the organization, or the UCA, or us. The oxytocin will take the edge off, and that'll be a big help. Won't be long before we're back on track. May have luck. This is great. Thank you again. Yeah, everything looks to be in good order. And soon our waystation will be too, I hope.
You're welcome. And awesome.
You're with the second team, right? Where are the others?
Dead. Caught in the void out.
No way. That one blast got them all. And what, they just sent you out on your own? I mean, if it was just a delivery, that'd be one thing. Porters come through from time to time, but the second team was meant to bring the Cupid. They were going to connect us up. 3 years we've been waiting for help. 3 years. And they sent us one guy. Shit. Tell me you brought more than the Oxy, at least.
I've got the Cupid.
You... Really? So it's true. They finally got it working. Well, then you just might be the answer to my prayers. So what are you waiting for? You put us on the goddamn grid?
Will do. Now we got this area on the grid. Waystation west of Capital City has joined the UCA. Following structure can now be constructed using the PCC postbox. New options have been added. This area is now connected to the chiral network, enabling you to see and access other player structures, etc.
Connection to Capital Knot City confirmed. It's really happening. Just like Amelie promised. We can finally do what we came here to do. Hey, you're headed west, right? Gonna be a lot of people happy to see you. Guess you'll keep on till you hit the coast, huh? Which means you'll get to see Amelie in person. Oh, that's something. That is really something. Me, I've never met her. Only seen her holo messages back when I was with the first expedition. Well, anyway, you best be careful on the road. There's some bad people out there. More than good, some say. But I don't need to tell you that.
Thank you, Sam. By bringing that Waystation into the chiral network, you've put it in direct contact with those of us back here in Capital Knot City.
Right. What's next?
West of the Waystation are a couple of structures our previous expedition put in place. And beyond them is your next destination, Port Knot City. It's on the shore of a crater lake that formed after the first void out. Your objective is to link up Port and Capital Knot. But to do that, you'll need to utilize our facilities as additional waypoints. They'll be essential for establishing a stable connection. Given the distance we need to cover, we're looking at using a distribution center and a power station, as to which you should head for first. Start with the distro center. We've got some cargo that needs delivering anyway. Check the nearby delivery terminal to pick it up.
Got it.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery.
Your hard work's paying off, Sam. Thanks to the increase in network capacity, HQ is now in a position to provide you with additional materials and support. Should prove useful.
Alright, so we got a rare metal delivery for the distro center.
You'll be delivering supplies for a chiral printer. The distro center you're going to has one. First expedition set it up. On its own, it's no different from your run-of-the-mill 3D printer. Connected, though, it can utilize chiral network data to reproduce all kinds of things. And you can imagine how handy that might be. Now, I know I don't need to tell you, but steer clear of any BTs you find out there. Avoid out's the last thing we need.
Sam, it's Hartman. Void outs occur when the living of our world come into contact with beached things. The reaction is similar to what a physicist would call an annihilation, when a subatomic particle collides with its antiparticle. Alas, there ends our understanding. Why do the dead transform into BTs? Why are void outs only triggered by human contact? And why are people like you able to return seemingly unscathed? No one knows. Yet it cannot be a coincidence that these phenomena were observed only after we discovered the beach and bridged this world and the next. Anyway, to reiterate, the only reliable means by which you can prevent a void out is to stay far, far away from BTs.
Got it. Then construction, postbox.
Sam, if you're in the middle of a run and decide you need to secure your cargo temporarily or entrust it to another porter, you'll want to make use of a postbox. In addition to cargo, postboxes can also be used to share gear and weapons, if you're so inclined. Now, I'm sure you've used them before, but humor me and build one. Maybe between Capital Knot and that Waystation. If you're lacking a PCC, I'm afraid you'll just have to scrounge it up yourself.
Alright, might as well do this one first since it's going in the opposite direction. I won't pick up the other order. I'll pick it up on the way.
To build a postbox, you'll need to use a PCC. It goes without saying, but if you're not already carrying a PCC, you'll want to fabricate one. Sam, you can use that PCC to build a postbox.
I'll just take one.
Order assigned.
Sam, assuming you've got your PCC in order, head to the site I designated and build that postbox, would you? You should have no trouble finding it if you check your map and compass from time to time.
Now that I've connected the Waystation, I can find lost cargo for it, so I might as well pick these up. Then we got some other items. Got resins, and there's some destroyed material over there. Let's see, how's this water? I can make it through here. Okay, we've got some lost cargo for the Waystation. If I pick those up before I then make the post box, that would make a little more sense. Might as well reorganize my cargo so it doesn't take too much of a load. Now to make the post box.
Sam, I see you've arrived at the designated site. Good.
Already ahead of you.
Good work, Sam. That's a fine-looking postbox. If you access it and select Share Locker, you can share cargo and equipment with your fellow porters. Deposit a ladder and a climbing anchor, and I'm sure someone will eventually come along who could use it. If you've got enough supplies, why not leave some behind? Do right by others, they'll do right by you.
Alright, since you're telling me, I'll go ahead and do that.
Sam, you can use share lockers to exchange cargo with other porters.
I have a lot of ladders. Alright. I've received 8 likes by depositing something in there. Yeah, I forgot how much of a lightweight Sam is at the beginning of the game. You know what? I'll humor and then make a ladder bridge. Saw there was some more lost cargo over there. Might be able to pick up one more thing. Famous last words, right? It says it's a large item, but oh yeah, that is pretty big. That's a whole container. I'm not gonna bother with that. Like it's a drum. Sam's already moving slow enough as it is. So let's go drop this stuff off at the way station. Sam just randomly started whistling the tune, and BB liked that. We got 1 like.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Deliver lost cargo.
Good work, Sam. I see you brought in some lost cargo. Feel free to submit it here for processing. If you come across any more while out on a run and don't think you can carry it to its destination, you can always put it in storage. It'll be safe and secure until another porter comes along to finish the job. Even if it has to pass through a dozen more hands before it arrives, you can rest easy knowing you did your part.
And you get way more likes if you deliver lost cargo to the destination it was supposed to go to. So even though I found a lot of lost cargo for Capital Knot City, if I had brought it all the way to this way station, I would get half the likes. And even then, it would end up being in storage for other porters to take back to Capital Knot City for me.
Delivering cargo.
I'm so glad you're here. Gotta say, you truly are incredible.
Oh, thank you. New title earned. People think of you as a porter who can be relied upon for basic orders, but with time and effort you may one day be recognized as a true legend. You have reached miscellaneous grade 10. You will now receive more likes. So now I have the rank of handler.
All right then. Thanks for everything.
You're welcome.
Good work. New order available. Please.
Okay, and I can't recycle stuff yet, so I'll hold on to those resins. Now I just have to deliver this to the Distro Center west of Capital Knot. I don't think I need a PCC right now, because at the moment I can only use it to make post boxes. Alright, let's definitely rearrange that stuff.
Order assigned.
Alright. I already platinumed this game, so I have an idea of where a lobby's low. Oh there, I already got 14 likes from Trekker Trek 92.
Sam, if you stumble across any memory chips on the road, be sure to submit them via the nearest terminal. There's no telling what kind of rare and valuable data they might contain. You're sure to make someone very, very happy with your contribution.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take care of that memory chip here while I'm so close. These are the collectibles. So make delivery, share memory chip data.
Oh, this will be right at home in my collection.
Memory chip data restored. The following data can now be viewed via your cufflinks. Frame arms, Byakko.
Thank you for your contribution.
Well, let's go take a look at that. All these tips. Go away. Alright. Frame Arms was a series of original plastic robot figurines created by Kotobukiya, one of Japan's premier manufacturers of plastic models. Each robot shares the same basic frame architecture, with different external parts being attached to create an individual mechanoid. The Byakko White Tiger figure is a rare masterpiece based on one of Yoji Shinkawa's designs, same guy who did all of the concept art for the Metal Gear games and Death Stranding. The fully realized world and captivating story behind the Frame Arms series won it many dedicated fans. So there's all kinds of collectibles that you can read up about by getting those memory chips. Alright. So we are going that way. Oh yeah, look, somebody already went ahead and put up a...
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Yeah, I'll give you lots of likes so that when people see your sign, they know that it actually is legit and it's not trolling. You know, not like in Dark Souls where people say, try jumping. And somebody set up a watchtower here. Let us see what we can see. Ah, set up by George Vuitton, the NPC who heads that Waystation.
Thanks for the help. Today's a good day.
Yeah, and there's some bad guys over there. Yeah, I'm gonna be sticking to, I think, this side. We'll see. I'm gonna take a look at the map. Make more sense to go on the other side. Because then I'll be on the same side of the river as the Distro Center. I'm just gonna play it really safe. Whoop. Whoop. Haha, that was close. Alright, let's go across the river. Alright, we have one more little delta to cross. Oh, that was the really big lost cargo that I passed up on earlier. No point in grabbing it right now. Going to leave the Waystation behind for the time being. I see somebody has made a ladder. Items that are highlighted green like that mean that they were set up by other players. Dongzilla. I'll just go give you a lot of likes.
Today's a good day.
As you can see, sand goes a lot slower when you're walking over this rough, pebbly terrain. Actually, so even, like, no matter what, I'm going to be entering these guys' terrain. So I may as well do it on flat land and not get stuck in the river. So I just have to remember that I don't have all the gadgets and stuff that I became so used to in my first playthrough. Because you unlock a lot of stuff as the game progresses. There's one of their sensors. But I can't really avoid it right now.
Heads up, Sam. Your cargo's been pinged. Move. Now, before someone has eyes on you. Get to your destination ASAP if you don't want to get caught.
Got it.
Sam, don't get too close to mule territory unless you have to.
I mean, I had no choice
Focus
this
on
time.
your deliveries for now.
Their territory spans that whole strip of land. Some men run away from timefall, others run into it.
Mules gave you trouble, huh?
Not really.
Thing it was raining.
Yeah.
Even they know better than to mess with BTs.
Okay, there's the sensor indicating the edge of the MULE territory. I'm gonna leave a cheeky sign. There you go. Could have left one on the other side of their territory as well. And there is a shelter up there. Which, since I already beat this game, I already knew that. Which means I can get a lot of this stuff done with earlier. Ooh, lots of rocks. Got more likes from Trekker.
Beginning scan.
No, it's all closed up because I don't have any cargo.
Sand Porter Bridges.
But hopefully now that I've found the losing spans shelter, I'll be able to find his lost cargo. Alright, entering BT territory. Alright, none of them are close. Hear them. Back up, back up, back up. Oh. Alright. just seem to pop up out of nowhere. Show yourself. Yeah, I know, I just quoted Frozen 2, but it has a lot of really good songs. It's kind of what I wanted to see out of the first movie. Ah, we're safe. But BB's not looking too good.
Something wrong, Sam?
I don't know. Kid doesn't look so hot.
Nothing to worry about. Its functions are temporarily suspended, but they can be restored. I can perform the necessary maintenance at a distribution center. Hurry, though.
Still gonna be careful though. Alright. Once it starts to lighten up, then you know that you're getting out of BT territory. Don't worry, little one. I'm gonna get you some help.
When the strain on your BB exceeds sustainable levels, it triggers the production of harmful compounds, and the body, in essence, begins to attack itself. It's called autotoxemia. If your BB's not performing to spec, drop by your private room and see if the incubator helps.
Hey look, a bike. But can't even use it. It's out juice.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID.
There, we made it.
All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Decontaminating suit. Rest is advised.
Yeah, rest for BB.
Waystation folks told me all about you. Sam Bridges, with the second expedition, right?
That's right.
The guy expanding the chiral network on his lonesome, when he's not out making deliveries. So what'd you bring us? Let's see it. Talk about above and beyond. Thanks. Must have had to pass through BT territory to get here too, didn't you? Hey, weren't joking when they said you were a legend.
Awesome.
Okay, it's time. Do you mind connecting us to the network?
Not at all. Hello, BB.
Sam, as always, Thanks for bringing more folks into the UCA.
As more facilities join the UCA, Bridges HQ will be able to provide additional functionality to those facilities, such as the ability to fabricate equipment and weapons via the delivery terminal. The range of available weapons and equipment may increase, and new terminal functions and information may be added as things progress. New interview data acquired. Meals and drone syndrome, bridge babies, timefall. New features have been added to your cufflinks, mail, and data. New options have been added to delivery terminals. Recycle. Yes, good thing I hung on to those resins.
Looks like we're on the chiral network. And with those materials you brought for our chiral printer, we can produce supplies for you here as needed. Think of it as our way of returning the favor. Now head west and keep on doing what you do.
Good. The Distro Center is on the network.
Sam, do me a favor. Take your BB to a private room and connect it to the incubator.
Good work.
Alright, I want to recycle these resins.
Thank you for your continued support.
So now we can have some more resins at this location. Yeah. We are being forced to rest.
Your work is greatly appreciated.
Gotta help out, BB.
Dead man, you there? Little help?
Okay, Sam. Remove the pod and connect it to that incubator.
It's in.
Good. A temporary excessive stress. Easily addressed if we return it to its mother's womb.
Mother?
Located in the capital Knot City ICU. Brain dead, of course.
You mean still mother?
Correct. A still mother's womb facilitates a connection between the world of the dead and the BB. And you, in turn, connect yourself to a BB, granting you the ability to sense BTs. These pods were designed to simulate the conditions inside a still mother's womb. BBs need to believe they're in one at all times to function properly. However, we can only maintain this deception for so long, which is why we must periodically update the environmental data by synchronizing it with a still mother via the chiral network. There. The update is in progress. Right now, the pod is synchronizing with the still mother in capital Knot City and reconfiguring its settings based on the latest data. Returning your BB to the womb in this manner will temporarily reduce its stress levels. That being where it technically belongs, of course.
Kid looks happy.
I'll try adjusting the oxytocin dosage. Autotoxemia should set in much slower from now on.
Sounds good.
You should remember that BBs are just equipment. Try not to get attached. Each one has been physically removed from its still mother's womb. A process that renders them unpredictable and prone to failure. No BB on record has remained in service for over a year. It may need to be retired before this expedition is over.
And then? You saying there's no way to keep my BB alive?
You must understand, there is still a great deal we don't know about BBs. As we expand the chiral network and recover more past data, perhaps we'll find our answers. Oh, right. You asked me to look into why the BTs might be reacting to your blood. I spoke with Hartman. We should have your results soon. Anyway, get some rest. You and your BB are both exhausted. Good night, Sam.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Sam? Hi, Emily. Can you see me?
How are things over there?
Still not under guard, still not chained up, still can't leave. But if you can keep making connections, if you can get to me, we can go back east, back home. Thank you. I mean that. It's bad. There are fewer and fewer people in the cities these days. No one's having children anymore. But humans aren't made for living alone. They're supposed to come together, to help one another. And if we as a people can't do that, if we can't reconnect, then, well, it's like Bridget said, extinction.
Come on. Rebuilding America isn't gonna get rid of the BTs. As long as they're still around, there's no escaping it.
But at least we'll have hope. I'll be waiting, Sam. Waiting for you. Come and find me. All right.
Hello, Sam. This is Hartman. Since you're awake, it might behoove you to freshen up. To that end, why not take a shower? It's good for the body and soul, and also my research as it happens.
All right, if you really want me to.
Sam, this is Hartman. Deadman relayed your request to me, as I oversee BT research. I'll be taking a sample of your shower water in order to study the effects your bodily fluids might have on a BT.
Study other people with dooms?
Everyone in Bridges, myself and Mama. Results thus far are inconclusive. But you possess other singular qualities, being a repatriate as well. I must confess to a measure of optimism.
Processing fluids. Waste products. Chiralic. Dispensing.
There. Take the sample with you.
should the opportunity arise, try using it on a BT. I'm curious to see how they react. Who knows? It may even prove beneficial to you. There was an old research paper detailing the effects of bodily fluids from individuals like us on BTs. It is only by recovering these materials that we can unearth the knowledge of the past. Not just the Death Stranding, but also the mystery of your body's unique properties and even our doom's affliction. There may well be hope for humanity. Sam, I have no interest in rebuilding America. I want to recover the past. Oh, it's almost time.
After you make your connections and nothing happens, then what? I said, then what?
Hartman isn't here right now. Please leave a message.
Sam, sorry to bother you while you're taking a break, but I figured you'd want to hear this. Hell, maybe it'll help you rest easier. We received a number of messages addressed to you.
I saw.
I've not taken a look myself, but I gather they're mostly from your clients. You should see if they contain any useful information. Mail can be accessed via your cufflinks, as well as the terminal in your private room. There's something else I'd like to share with you. With the chiral network, we now have the power to reclaim our past. Data once thought lost forever from every corner of America can be pieced back together from fragmented records. Our archives are still a work in progress, of course. But as we expand the network and integrate more waystations and cities, we'll be able to recover more and more information, such as the previous expedition's logs and reports. Everything they sent back was lost when Central Knot City was destroyed. Now, we've managed to restore some already, in fact. You can access them from a private room terminal or your cufflinks by selecting Archives. Might make for interesting reading.
I will get to those. First, we're gonna do our traditions. And I can actually just skip these cutscenes. Alright. Now we'll check on BB. Looks like little BB's having a good time.
You okay?
Let's see, and then we'll go to the sink. Get some more likes from BB that way. Oh, no likes from BB for that. Oh. Guess we are maxed. Guess we're maxed out on BB likes for the time being. But I should also go ahead and use the toilet. Nothing? Okay. So now we'll get some reading done. We got some mail from George Baton. More than Oxy. Sam, the man or savior. Things are looking up here at the Waystation. Everything feels better somehow. We were all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed when we set ourselves up, but 3 years of isolation and loneliness will change anyone's tunes. Hell, even when we first got here, we were putting up signs for reporters and whatnot, but after a while, some guys got too scared to even set foot outside. When Central went up, I told myself this was it. America's done. Everyone was feeling it too, and the mood was just bleak. And then you waltzed on in. I know what you're thinking. At first, I thought it was just the oxytocin too, but that's not it. Not at all, not all of it anyhow. You gave us the glimmer of hope we needed by bringing us into the chiral network. We're back in the game now. Been thinking of putting up signs again even. Watchtowers too. Before long, we'll be opening up new delivery routes. Mark my words. It's still scary out there though. All the oxy in the world won't help us deal with mules, let alone BTs. We shit ourselves every time we catch sight of one and end up dropping half our equipment. Honestly, a part of me is still a little worried that we won't be able to keep it up. And that's why we need you, Sam. You're not scared of anything, right? So go show us how it's done. Will do, man. Will do. Benjamin Hancock. Sorry, Sam. Bad news. Thanks for delivering those rare metals, Sam. Everyone at the Distro Center really appreciates you coming through for us. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you, though. That bike you saw outside? Its battery's dead. We'll have to give it some juice if you want to use it. Only need to do it once, though. Auto charger should kick in after. Sorry if we got your hopes up. And, got some more bad news for you, too. You see, different facilities have to work together, sharing materials so everyone gets what they need, and to make sure that everything that's produced gets put to proper use. That's why guys like you are so important. Without porters, the whole system falls apart. Whole world even. Anyway, there's this guy, George Baton, over at the Waystation. He used to be a reliable porter, but lately it's like pulling teeth getting him to make even the simplest delivery. Keeps bitching about being scared or not having enough oxy or whatever. Always some excuse. Even when he does agree to make a run, he's liable to lose half his load en route. So yeah, that's why we're a bit short of materials at the moment. I'm sure you'll soon help us put that to rights. We're counting on you, Sam. I will do that. Alright, all the tips. So many tips. Now to read some interviews. So this interview is from Die Hardman 2 years ago. Mules and Drone Syndrome. Bridges' primary objective is to rebuild America. And in order to rebuild, one of our main tasks is to reconnect cities and other settlements by re-establishing a delivery network. Back before the Death Stranding, the comms and delivery networks were what held society together. The whole thing was automated, AI managed, deliveries carried out by drone. The belief was that taking people out of the equation would revolutionize the entire system, but things didn't quite pan out that way. Instead, we started seeing cases of what would eventually be dubbed drone syndrome. It was too much for some folks to accept, leaving everything to machines and nothing for the common man. And indeed, the oxytocin deficiency and hormonal imbalances we confirmed seemed to back up that assessment. Humanity needed to be part of the process, so laws were put in place and we stepped back into the picture again. And then what happened? All the people put out of work by machines who got called up again convinced themselves society couldn't survive without them, and that brought on a whole new disorder. Delivery dependence syndrome, they called it. When the Death Stranding tore us apart, the delivery problem spiraled even further. It wasn't helped any by the fact that chiral clouds prevented planes and drones from flying, which meant we had to go back to relying completely on human couriers whether we liked it or not. Eventually, delivering goods became all some lived for. They were obsessed, addicted, consumed by the desire to deliver. Over time, they turned into meals we know and love today. So yeah, it's like start to automate things, and you already in today's world see people pushing against it. But, you know, adapt or die, I guess. Alright. Bridge babies. Dead man 1 year ago. Look, I'm kind of new here at Bridges, so I don't know if any of this will be useful to you. Still, I'm happy to talk about BBs if that's what you want. They call me Dead Man, on account of my familiarity with the dead, get it? We've always been on good terms, you see. We used to have regular little chats back when I worked on the morgue. Anyway, that's also the reason I work on BB maintenance and research, to learn more about those who are no longer with us. But I digress. Fact is, BPs were already being issued to our forces in the field before I joined Bridges. What's more, research into the little guys had already been conducted long ago, but no one took the plunge and put what they discovered to practical use. Still, what that did mean is that when Bridges wanted to build our own BBs, most of the work had already been done for us. We just needed to follow the instruction manual, so to speak. Which isn't to say that we have any idea how they work. Now, not how they can detect BTs, or how they can connect this world to the other side. We still have much to learn about our little friends, but one thing is certain. Their continued study will lead us to a greater understanding of stranding and of life and death itself. That much I can assure you. Well, I think that's about all I have to tell you today. Hopefully I'll have something new to share next time we chew the fat. See you around, I guess. Finally, we have an interview with Hartman from 3 years ago about Timefall. Timefall was first recorded when the Death Stranding occurred, and despite all the years that have passed since then, we are no closer to understanding how or why it accelerates the passage of time for the objects and organisms it touches, or why it immediately turns to ordinary water having done so. That means all the rivers we pass through, we don't have to worry about those. It's all normal water by that point. Some researchers have gone as far as to posit this process as stealing time. As for why timefall is observed only in certain places, all that we know for certain is that it is somehow affected by local chiral concentrations. This is merely a hunch, but something in me suspects that the Death Stranding may have warped our perception of the passage of time. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, you understand. We humans can conceive of our own deaths and even of the possibility of a place beyond death, yes? We have the capacity to conceptualize the future, an evolutionary advantage which aided our development as a species. Well, what if timefall has given us a new, supercharged version of this essential ability? One that will take us to the next stage of our evolution. Perhaps we wouldn't need to hole ourselves up in the knot cities. Perhaps, in time, the Death Stranding will come to be seen as the phenomenon that saved our species. Exciting thoughts, I'm sure you'll agree. I, for one, can't wait to set on our journey. Who knows what awaits us? Alright, that means we're all caught up on the lore that we have right now. So let's see. I'm gonna keep playing. I at least want to get this central area taken care of.
Sam, we've received a distress call from the Distro Center staff. Check the order on the delivery terminal as soon as you're ready.
Alright. We'll go check it out. Another Daddy Matt's flashback.
This isn't what we agreed on. You said you'd do everything in your power to save BB.
We are. But we cannot release the son just yet, so leave me alone.
System woman in the mask has done nothing but lie to me.
Now that voice sounded familiar, didn't it? Alright.
Sam.
What's up, dead man, my man?
There's something I forgot to tell you. It's about managing your BB stress levels and reducing the risk of autotoxemic attacks. There are a few things you can do if your BB starts showing signs of distress.
Such as?
Such as take a moment to look after it. Cradle the pod, gently rock it, that sort of thing. Out of curiosity, how's it doing at the moment?
Before I answer that...
Something wrong?
When I hook up my BB, I see things.
What kind of things?
Like a face, someone I don't know, calling to me. There's this room, too. with other people talking, but I can't make out the words.
Bleed-through effect. Didn't I warn you about this? You're mistaking the BB's memories for your own. They're false flashbacks, nothing more. Let me explain. A BB is harvested from its steel mother at around 28 weeks and placed in a pod. To be clear, this is before it's even born. The procedure halts its development. But even at 28 weeks, its sensory systems have matured enough to process external stimuli. It is more than capable of encoding this information into memories, which can bleed into yours via your connection.
So who's the man I saw?
Someone from the medical team, maybe? Or a BB technician? Does it matter? The BB has been in circulation for a while now. It's been handled by a lot of people. How should I know which one made an impression?
'Cause you're the expert.
No one's an expert, Sam. BBs were developed decades ago in secret. They're your quintessential black boxes. We may use them, but we don't truly understand them. Believe me, I've been trying to learn more, but almost all of the old records are gone. If I find anything out, I'll tell you, all right? Dead man's honor.
All right.
While you're resting, I ran some network diagnostics. Beryllium monitoring and holographic systems are nominal. Unfortunately, our printer is offline. I know. After all the trouble you went through to bring us those materials. This one's on us. We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived. The printer needs it to communicate with the chiral network. Mules must have snatched it, caught that porter en route or something. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back? Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
All right, I'll go get your printer back. So we got the chiral printer interface.
Heads up, Sam. Distro Center staff's got a favor to ask. Probably best I start from the beginning. This one's on us. We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived.
Okay, it's the same.
The printer needs it to communicate with the chiral network.
Yeah.
Mules must have snatched it, caught that porter en route or something. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back? Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
Alright, now let's listen to the briefing for this chiral crystal collection.
Sam, the area around that distro center has produced a significant quantity of chiral crystals. Matter of fact, that's where the chiralium used in your Cupid's internal circuitry came from. They have a range of applications, including equipment fabrication. Bottom line, they're a valuable resource and one you'll want to make the most of. I'll let Hartman explain in more detail, but chiral crystals don't exactly grow on trees. If you see any deposits, you should go out of your way to gather them, especially since folks with dooms are the only ones that can, provided they have the necessary equipment, that is. I'll see that it's added to your supplies for this order.
Sam, it's Hartman. Following the discovery of the beach, we not only began to observe heretofore unseen phenomena, but a new type of matter, chiralium. I say new, but it has doubtlessly existed since the dawn of the universe. We believe it was always there, like dark matter and certain particles, ever present, yet overlooked because we lacked the capacity to see it.
Makes sense.
Chiralium appears to be unbound by the constraints of physics as we understand them. It can stop time or move contrary to it. On occasion, it even defies gravity. In practical terms, it can stop or even reverse time and causes objects to float. A special cylindrical case is required to collect and store it. Suffice it to say, the procurement of samples is vital to our ongoing research.
Alright, I will take both of these. One is a retrieval.
Mama's added a watchtower schematic to your PCC.
Okay.
If you don't have it on you, consider fabricating one. Never know when you'll need to recon an area.
Alright, out we go.
That thing you're holding is a crystal collector. As the name suggests, it provide secure storage for any crystals you gather.
Allow me to describe your quarry. Chiral crystals appear gold to the naked eye and are frequently found in formations resembling human handprints. Surrounding rocks and debris tend to float a few feet above the ground. And they are most commonly found in areas with high precipitation. Got all that?
Got it.
Rain, floating rocks, golden handprints. That's your trifecta. Look for these three things and you'll find the crystals. If you've been especially observant, then perhaps you already know where to look.
I've seen a lot of them on my journey here, but just could not get them.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
There you go. Nice 81. And I'll go and like yours. The more likes you give other people's stuff, the more you may get in return, I believe. Or you'll be able to see that person's, more of that person's structures. Like. Alright. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of crystals, but I think those are much further away. Back in BT territory. I'll find a lot of crystals on the way. For now, I get to retrieve the stolen package over here. There's already a bit of a footpath.
Call it a rule or a habit, but most mules almost always bring stolen shipments home with them. Find the post box, steal back the cargo. Simple as that. But be careful. These guys are armed. If this goes sideways, be ready to fight.
Man, people have already been getting a lot of likes on their stuff. But the game's been out for several months now, so it makes sense. I'll be looking forward to seeing what new people I start seeing a lot of. Ah yes, equipping strands. That'll be my weapon at the moment. So here's some crystals.
There we go.
And now let's go make a ladder. Somebody's already made a post box, but I don't have any cargo on me right now, so I don't necessarily need.
Remember, Sam, before you approach the mule drop site, we recommend you use a watchtower to confirm the location of the post box containing our cargo.
Got it. Gotta get out of the way of that post box. Oh. Alright, I can make it here.
Construction complete.
Alright, let's take a look. Whole bunch of meals, and it's right there. And since I don't have any deliveries on me, their scanners won't pick me up.
Mule drop sites are rarely deserted, so remaining undetected is key. Keep a low profile and move slowly to minimize noise.
I got some metals and a ladder. Oh, there's the memory chip. I will leave a sign for it. There we go. I see that there is a mule right there. Should be able to just sneak up on him. Yeah, BB, I know you don't like being in the water. I'm gonna get you. Steep. Alright, there's the printer. Okay, that goes to, here's some lost cargo. And they're all going to the distribution center, so I might as well. Could grab some more resin, some of these lightweight ones. I'm not gonna grab the 200 metals. Yeah, that's basically all I can do right now. Alright, gotta rearrange. But yeah, see, I'm like barely even 1 kilogram away from maxing out my load. Let me make a little bridge here. Now all I need to do is just retrace my steps and we'll be out of here. Alright, we are out of there.
Chasing a cargo high. Shame we gotta deal with their bullshit at all. Back in the day, AI did everything. Deliveries were handled by unmanned vehicles and drones. And all we had to do was sit back and let them work. It was revolutionary. Damn near singularity. No reason for it not to take off. But it did. People didn't like it when we took the human element out of the service industry. So, after some consideration, we put it back in. Made jobs no one really needed and gave them to folks who couldn't live without them. And from there, it snowballed. Now we got cults of cargo chasing crazies who get off on hijacking shipments.
Cults of cargo chasing crazies.
Make sure you're not him.
So remember, guys, make sure to give a lot of appreciation to your fellow FedEx, UPS, Amazon delivery guy or woman.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons.
Sam,
Cargo
chiral crystal deliveries are a little different from usual. The process is pretty simple, though. Access the delivery terminal to drop off any chiral crystals you're carrying.
I got a lot of stuff to give you guys. So we'll go recycle the crystals. Might as well recycle all of them for now. They'll be really easy to come by.
Got some chiral crystals for us?
Mm-hmm.
These crystals only form in places with elevated chiralium levels, which makes me wonder if expanding the network had something to do with it. Not a bad haul. Plenty enough for research. We'll take good care of it.
Only a B. I guess I should grab more. That's on me. Alright, well now we can make container repair spray. And some interviews.
Excess chiral crystals can be deposited at any facility. They'll be added to the stores held on site. These local stores include materials that you can draw upon to fabricate equipment as needed. Good work, Sam. It seems your connection level is increasing. As your connection level increases, larger quantities of resources will be made available to you at our facilities.
Alright, we got a hologram for Bridges Guard. Skilled Handler. Continue to strive for greater recognition. You have reached delivery volume grade 10. You can now carry more cargo.
Oh, before I forget, this is for you.
Oh?
That's container repair spray for patching up cargo containers. Good for dealing with timefall degradation and all that. Useful stuff if you and your cargo have been through the ringer. We've added it to your supplies list, so it's readily available if and when you need it.
Alright, I'll take that. And I'll be able to get rid of all this junk. Don't worry, Sam, it's only temporary. Alright, now to... Oh.
There is a correlation between elevated chiralium levels and increased crystal formation. This may well be the result of the network's expansion. You needn't worry though. local chiral density is still within an acceptable range. If you find any more, be sure to collect it. You'll be well rewarded.
If you come into more chiral crystals, you can submit them at one of our facilities. And you can deposit other resources too, along with any items you don't need. Everything has its value. What we don't use as is can be broken down into components for R&D and other applications.
All right. Rid of all this.
Time to get that chiral printer in working order. Sorry to push you through so much trouble, but trust me, it'll be worth it.
Ah, there's no trouble at all.
Excellent. The unit doesn't have a scratch on it. Never doubted you'd come through for us.
Awesome.
Sam, how are your shoes holding up? Not too well, I imagine. Conditions being what they are out there. Nothing ruins your day like shoes falling apart while you're on the job. Carry on like that and it's only a matter of time before you injure yourself. I've arranged for boots to be added to your supplies. Bridges standard issue, so they ought to fit you fine. You should always carry an extra pair. But if you forget or run into trouble, you can fabricate another via a terminal at one of our many facilities.
Alright, now I'll be able to create boots anytime I want. Got new interviews. Can now make a bridge with my PCC. Chiral crystals can now be used at all UCA affiliated facilities. All the lost cargo. Alright.
See you around.
Congratulations, Sam. I understand you now have access to a chiral printer. An extraordinarily useful device that can only function because of the manner in which our network utilizes the beach, enabling us to transfer massive volumes of data instantaneously. Since under normal circumstances, such transfers would take hours, if not days, some have speculated that the chiral network might, in essence, be a time machine. That it is transmitting data into the past. Suffice it to say, we have yet to fully grasp the fundamental nature of the network and the beach which we have come to rely upon. One might liken our relationship with it to that of primitive mans with fire. Is it useful? Quite. Is it dangerous? Undeniably so. Nevertheless, we have decided that the reward outweighs the risk. Furthermore, as the BTs are linked to the beach, it stands to reason that further study and experimentation could be of considerable benefit. The same can be said regarding you, of course. Rest assured, I will keep you apprised of what I learn. You have my word.
Good work. New order available. Please access.
I should now be able to recycle these metals and resins. Okay, cool. That's it. Oh, never... Oh yeah. I should grab that. Well, let's recycle these first.
Thank you for your continued support.
Alright, let's see.
We've added a bridge schematic to your PCC. The first step is laying the foundation, after which you'll have to supply additional materials to finish the job. Plenty of rivers and canyons could do with a good bridge, you know. Take a stroll across one you built yourself, and I guarantee you'll be glad you made the effort. Give it a try.
Alright, I think I'm good on all that. Let's see, what's in the share locker?
Looks like some cargo has been transported to its destination on your behalf. You can access the share locker to collect it.
Claim cargo. Okay. It's a bunch of stuff from other people. I can go ahead and grab these and then recycle them. Well, recycle all of these things.
Thank you for your continued support.
Alright, I'm gonna go rest into the private room so I can read up on all those new interviews and emails I've received. And then after that, it'll be a good place to stop.
Good morning, Sam.
Alright, activate terminal and get some of these things out of the way. Alright, tips. Gotta get rid of all the unread tips. I hope in a future patch that they can make this easier. Oh yeah, I forgot I have a memory chip. I'll go take care of that later. Alright, we got several interviews from Hartman to read. First one is from 3 years ago, Necrosis and the Ancient Egyptian View of Life and Death. The Egyptians believed that we humans were composed of two elements, the Ha and the Ka, the body and the soul. Various texts expound upon their nature in detail, but perhaps it is simplest to conceive of them as follows. The soul is that which joins with the child in the womb and gives life to the body. It is also that which departs the body upon death. Ergo, the body is simply a vessel. Should the soul return to it, it will live again. This is precisely what is observed in near-death experiences. The soul separated, albeit briefly, from its body. The Egyptians believed death not to be an instantaneous change of state, but a process by which the soul moves from one realm to another. But this process itself has changed, thanks to the Death Stranding. In the normal order of things, when death occurs, the soul vacates the body and passes into the seam. From there it transitions to the beach, and only then on to the world of the dead. But after the stranding, a soul that has already made its journey to the beach may attempt to return to its body in this world. It was hard to believe at first, but the process of necrosis provided proof of this phenomenon that was difficult to deny. This is why it is imperative that we burn the bodies of the dead. The body must be destroyed to sever the link with the soul. Only then will the soul be free to journey to the world beyond. Chiral symmetry, 3 years ago. The word chiral comes from the Greek cher, meaning hand. Compare your left with your right. They seem similar in both size and shape, yes? Now face your palms away from you and place one hand over the other. Their shapes do not overlap exactly, but place your palms together and voila, a match. It is as if one hand is the mirror image of the other. But again, if you were to actually compare the mirror image of your hand to itself, we would see that the two are not identical. This is the essence of chirality, a state in which the mirror image of a shape does not match the original. It has been theorized that BTs are mirror images of ourselves. Were we to exist in the same point in time and space, our shapes, as it were, would not overlap neatly onto one another, save in reflection. And when our particles meet their opposites, a void-out occurs. The new form of communication we have devised utilizes beaches, which are akin to mirrors reflecting this world and the other, hence the term chiral network. Chiralium, 3 years ago. You would like to know more about chiralium? Well, wouldn't we all? I am happy to present the latest theories, but you must be aware this is all that they are, theories. Chiralium, like dark matter, was born along with our universe and has existed ever since, just not in a dimension we were able to perceive. Until now. It is the beach that gives us access to that dimension, and with it, knowledge of chiralium's existence. Not just knowledge of it, of course. We have since observed it coalescing into crystalline form, and recorded measurable physical and mental effects on individuals exposed to it. It has reshaped our understanding of reality, and proven instrumental in the formulation of the multiverse theory of beaches. Chiral matter is not affected by the passage of time. As far as these particles are concerned, none has elapsed since the Big Bang. Little wonder they escaped our notice for so long, until man and BT first came together in Void Out and left nothing but chiralium in their wake. Many of these claims are yet to be verified, but I believe that this is a fair summary of the scientific community's current consensus on the matter. No pun intended. I shall soon be heading west with the first expedition, and I look forward to learning more about chiralium and its connections to the beach along the way. Now we got this interview with Mama from before the first expedition's departure, the chiral network. So, the core infrastructure is complete. The basic Cupid-ready chiral network setup is good to go. Now all we have to do is connect Central Knot City to Capital and prove that it actually works. Sadly, I won't be here to see it. I've been assigned to the expedition team's second group, so I'll be heading west with the others. But the people in charge here are the best of the best. They'll have the network operational inside of 3 years just as planned, I'm sure of it. And while we're seeing to that, we'll be visiting towns and whatnot across the country and putting the facilities in place for when things are finally up and running. Amelie and the others in the lead group will be forging the connections and laying the groundwork to make sure everything goes to plan. Afterwards, we'll just need to link it all up with operational Cupids, and that should be that. It's kind of like the Apollo missions back in the day. They used a 3-stage rocket to get to the moon, right? Well, we're using a 3-stage process to do something almost as revolutionary. Okay. This is an interview with Benjamin Hancock from 2 years ago. It's been about a year now since we came here with the rear guard. The first folks through did us the favor of setting up the chiral relay and patching things up before we arrived, so we're doing alright. Not so sure about everyone else though. Folks back home sound kind of freaked out. We don't know what's going on in Central or Capital, let alone how Amelie and the others who kept heading west are doing, but something doesn't feel right. What's more, a lot of the guys have developed some kind of agoraphobia, like the thought alone of going outside scares the shit out of them. See, the distro centers and waystations around these parts here aren't like the ones back east. They're much more isolated, out in the middle of nowhere. Can't help but feel cut off from the world. And there's not a lot of staff on hand neither, which means you often have to do the work of 2 guys, which can make it that much lonelier too. And then you factor in the terrorism rumors. Also, is it just me, or does it feel like there's more meals out there these days? Don't get me wrong, I know they're not out to get us. All they want is our cargo, right? Well, that doesn't change the fact that they're not making our work any easier, especially since a lot of these guys used to be first-rate porters and could run rings around us if they hadn't, you know. Still, for now, the network systems are up and running, and we're just holding out for the day when the second expedition comes through with a working Cupid. Till then, we'll keep things chugging along. That much we can do. For bridges and country, am I right? Alright, we're all up to date on our reading materials. I'll have to turn in that memory chip when I go back up top. But for now, I would say that this is a good place to stop the stream for today. Hopefully everything has been working well with the video quality, the webcam, the mic that's built into the webcam, all that stuff. And yeah, so I'll be putting these episodes that I've recorded up on YouTube in the next coming week or two. And as far as I know, yeah, I think it might be a good idea if I kept doing Death Stranding streams on the weekend until March, and use March as the month when I will go stream another game, and then I'll come back to Death Stranding every so often, because I do want to play through this entire game on Twitch so people can see how the game is. And Wednesdays, if that still works out for me, will be the days that I am streaming my Sekiro New Game Plus stuff. So yeah, I think that this has worked out pretty well for now, and yeah, unfortunately I will have to stop the stream, and until next time, goodbye.